Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. See Jah have the rod of correction. We cramp and paralyze Satan. We cannot be silent, have to take some action. Action, action. Yes, we have to tell every nation to spread more love and creation. You know we have to do it for our own protection. We need more love, not hate, around us every day. So we have to go down on our knees and pray. Got to be strong as we trot and go along. Keep it moving in a positive direction. Hey, hey, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. Say fire burn them red. Them a must be sick in a them head. Why man a war and a shoot each other dead? Hey, stop the killing I said. And a too much hungry to be fed. We need more love and compassion down here instead. Even though it rough, me say we can't afford to lose it. Life you want to live, me say that you have to choose it. Can't just attack if you work and prove it. Hey, even though we tough, we have to have ambition. So fight against your sister and not kill your brother, man. Cause if I war you are deal with, we can't live long. Loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. Save mankind. Reach up on your mind. Burn out corruption in this time. Save mankind. Reach up on your mind. Yes, we have to save them in this time.
Yes, that was Rasto 9 with Save Mankind. We are Flavius. Morning, Flavius.
Good morning, Franco. Good morning, listeners, viewers. How are things with you, Franco?
Good so far, good so far.
Okay. we had sun all day yesterday, and sun is peeping out. But last night to this morning, boy, it was cold. I mean, cold in Jamaican terms, not in normal terms, But it was really, it still is cold. Still is that feeling the Jamaican heat at all, Some cold front somewhere, some cold thing somewhere touching us. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we will not have Did You Know this morning. We are kind of changing up how Did You Know is delivered. So we'll be back tomorrow with Did You Know.
All right, fair enough.
With a day and a half or so left. What's the mood in your neck of the woods?
Well, as usual, state capitals are beefing up security, and
Okay.
the Washington capital, you have security to the max, maximum security. You see,
Okay.
one of the thing I heard this morning, and came from a politician, a female politician, and she said that in whatever year that was, whatever century, 18th century, whatever that was, when George Washington was handing over the presidency to the second president, him say, you know, the good thing about our democracy is not the winning, but is the peaceful transfer of power
Oh, yeah.
for the new president coming in. And looking at it, whether you win, lose, or draw, them steal the election, they always put on a front, you know,
Yeah.
to make sure that the example that they are setting for the rest of the world to see that their democracy is working. Well, it just goes to show that in every democracy or in everything, there's always going to be somebody, someone who going to come in, you never know when, and they're going to try to disrupt things a little bit. What that mean, when that disruption happen, you're going to have to firm it up so that it don't happen again.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
understand me?
Oh, yeah.
And it goes to show that you must know we are select for lead you. You understand me? Yeah. Exactly. You must know we are select for lead you. Don't just select any and anybody because you want them to lead you because them have money or them popular. But it's somebody who going to do the job.
Yeah.
It don't matter about them integrity, you know. They're going to do the job and do it to the best of their ability. And at the same time, show some class while doing it. Show some class.
Somebody who's going to respect the office that they have.
Yeah, man. That's how it always
That's the key.
And if you can't have that, then it don't make sense whatsoever. One bit.
Yeah. Don't make sense at all.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Because all this tension is not necessary, and it usually not there, you know.
It's not. You know, people are wonder why and what caused it.
One day to go and the place is so tense and tight, and you know.
It's not necessary.
I'm sure all those security people and those secret service and soldiers, I'm sure they would have rather be somewhere else.
Of course.
Instead of looking to shoot down their own, you know, their neighbors, basically. It is ridiculous.
Well, that's right, God.
It just go to show how long people can have things in their minds, in their hearts, you know. Because these people are carrying these things from the Civil War. And that's something we think that they, you know, we just say, well, it in their mind. They bring out all the paraphernalia. They bring out everything, flags and all kind of things, to show that this is where our mind is. This is what we are thinking.
And I think as one historian said the other day, he said that, you know, this country was built on the backs of slaves, you know.
Of course.
And whether them black, purple, blue, or green, it doesn't matter. But it was slave from all degree. You have more blacks here at the time. But the cement of racism is what formed the whole thing. The cement. You understand me? And people thought it went away in the 80s and the 90s. But it came back because, and these things usually come back because of one or two person, You understand me? Who might,
keep the fire burning.
yeah,
Yeah.
who might decide it, say, you know what? We're going to try strike up that, I dig up that and see what response I'm going to get. And if them get that response, it up to politicians, you know, lawmakers, as what them say, to strike it out. And they never strike it out. You know, they never strike it out when it started. They never stop it. And so it give them more and more, you know, see, strength. And it's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
But if you want to know how deep this thing runs, you know, all you need to do is to read a Western novel, you know.
Oh, watch it. Watch the movie.
No, yeah, but the novel even more. The novel having more, you know, than the movie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you.
I always figure the movie have it
really, I mean, but the novels too, man. The novels have been more because how they regard the Indians and then the Chinese. I mean, black people were nothing at all, you know. And black people at that time could even fight like the Indians could fight. We have to just sit there and take it and work, you know. It shows you how deep it run, man. How deep it run, and Hollywood is really carried it on forever, you know. Yeah, they're not missing a beat, you know. The only thing now, them kind of sharing it a little bit now with this homosexual thing. But apart from that, man, it's deep in Hollywood. And it all come from the writing. I read a lot of these books, and I can tell you, it's not nice, you know. It's not nice. You know, what they will show you that the Indians have a chief or somebody, and him is just like a superhero, Superman. Him can do this and him can do that, and you know, and somewhere along the line, them work it out, say, he's not really an Indian. Him just dress up like an Indian. He's a white man. A white man have all those powers. Indian have no power. Things like that are very subtle, you know. Very subtle. You just glance past it, but it's in your subconscious. So all the heroes have to be white people, you know what I mean? And all the servants and all the people who carrying the load and all that have to be black people. It's amazing.
Well, before we bring in Teddy, I'd play I Pharrell, Just Us and Them, you know?
Just Us and Them, yeah man, wicked.
Just Us and Them. And then we bring in Teddy this morning.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Real Stuff podcast with Flickers and Franco.
It's for real.
No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
Just
No
us
Jesus, no justice,
and
just
them.
us and them.
Walking
No
in
Jesus,
the
no
congregation.
justice, just us. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
So many black bodies subjected to the bullet. Slave catcher's boot protected by the badge. Slapped in the jaw by the hands of the law. No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
No Jesus, no justice, just us and them.
So many uprisings. Over 400 years. Knee to the neck like a knife to the windpipe. So many fractures. Justice delayed, the dog is dead. Justice denied, the streets run red. Dread, fire. on pavements, stuffed into the slave catcher's pocket, red neon black nets, from the bowels of the slave ship to the present tense. How much more must we march, Martin? The mountain top is elusive and distant. Where is the promised land?
No Jesus, no justice, just us.
How much more chokeholds, robbery of breath and blackness? We can't breathe. Mama, mama, we can't breathe. By any means necessary.
Justice and them, I Pharrell, the song you just hear. We have with us this morning none other than the man himself, Mr. Really Current, Teddy Laidley. Morning, Teddy.
All your listeners in Radio Land. Question: What day is celebrated today in the United States?
Today is MLK Day. Martin Luther King Day.
Luther King Jr.
Are you aware that the 18-foot statue mounted at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta near Martin Luther King Drive were commissioned by the Atlantic Council, or should I say
Atlanta Council?
Yeah, and out of 80 applicants that was then looked across the United States, the first who were asked to commission that statue was none other than Jamaican Badger Watson.
Wow.
Now, Badger Watson, who is a noted in Jamaica, who have done, for example, Atafa Powell, he have
We're having some bad connection this morning.
Shelley and Fraser, Merlin Otti, Herb McKinley, Veronica Brown. Is that the statue being mounted there right at the corner of it's at the corner of Northside Drive and Martin Luther King Drive in Atlanta. And the statue itself is a bronze statue, and it's entitled again, Jamaica and Jamaican continue to shine on the international stage.
Well.
What
that's news to me.
Give us an applause, Franco. Give us an applause.
Yeah, that's news to me. I didn't know that. I did not
either. I did not either. Oh yeah.
Round of applause. Thanks for the knowledge, Teddy. Thanks for the knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Right. So the ceremonial ribbon cutting took place on. And so, like we said, Jamaica within this significant year, despite the many challenges and despite what is taking place, there are about 3 persons of Jamaican descent that a significant part within Biden administration right now.
Yes, I saw that one. That one I saw, and I know of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody from DOJ, a young lady from DOJ.
That's correct.
Tell them I didn't.
the good thing about are you there?
Yeah, man, we here.
No, the good thing about it is three wonderful ladies.
Yeah, man, it's three giant women.
Former, former part of the Obama administration.
Mm-hmm.
Often be mistaken for Kamalisa Rice.
Okay.
But it goes to show
We're
that
having some internet difficulties this morning. Mm-hmm. But keep talking,
yeah,
Teddy, yeah, as we're getting you still.
yeah, they
Are you there,
supposed
Teddy?
to
Okay.
yeah man, I'm hearing you. I'm not coming through.
You're coming through sometime and then you break and then you come back. Like maybe a 2 second delay and then you come back on.
All right. Oh, oh, all right. I'm just wondering. All right. I will continue out to you from my magic jar.
Okay.
But I'm putting in my magic jar.
All right. Do your thing. So Flavius, you did know that we are some 3 women with some Jamaican background.
No, man, tell me about it. No, I didn't
No,
know.
it's last night I saw it, And
Okay.
I saw the one from the DOJ. She's gonna be in the DOJ. That's how I saw it.
So who is she? Who is she?
I have to tell you more about it because I can't give you the information because I don't have it in front of me. Because I saw it on the phone. And
just from what you remember.
yeah, well, she's going to be in charge. She's going to be a part of the DOJ, some planning thing.
What's
Well,
DOJ?
the
Department of
Department of
Justice.
Okay.
Yeah, Teddy, come back now.
Yeah, go ahead, Teddy.
yeah, no. I'm just saying. From ever since Jamaica has played a very critical part of the United of Colin Powell, who was one of those persons that had a impact, meaning he did not deny his Jamaican roots, and he was
No, he
top
didn't.
brass. Yeah, he was top brass within the administration.
Yeah, man,
The
he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
yes.
You don't get
So
higher than that.
He was Secretary of State.
That too, yes. Yes.
yeah. So the situation that presents itself, we shine like a beacon globally, and I just feel good to know that today is a public holiday, and the statue that see that Atlanta being the birthplace of civil rights, it is that of all the applicants, the 80 applicants that make recommendation, Jamaica, Basil Watson was selected to commission the statue, the 18-foot bronze statue of Martin Luther King in Atlanta.
Yeah, man, and that's a tall one too. Tall order. Tall
That's
statue
powerful.
too. Yeah, man.
Powerful, man. Powerful.
Yeah. And
So we little but with Talawa.
well, we have demonstrated that over and over.
I'm saying anyway you go. Hey, there used to be. I used to work when I used to work at UDC, right? This guy came from St. Lucia, and he said, you know, if I should die, or when I die and go wherever, if I go to hell, I won't worry, you know, as long as I'm standing beside a Jamaican. I must.
Must have a way
You
out.
must have a way to get over heaven. I'm like, what? So,
But one other thing, Frank and Flavor, you see, we capture the world not by some other people.
mhm,
Lord said we capture the world by culture and sport.
mhm,
That is our impact globally.
yeah,
What we've done in terms of our culture and our influence. Um, and the reason why I said influence,
mhm,
the first time, Franco, I was in California
mhm.
doing reggae by the river.
Okay, yeah, I heard about
And
that big event.
when I saw the amount of blonde hair, blue eye, rasta
Mhm,
with some pigmentation,
yeah,
saw the influence of rasta on the world.
mhm.
I couldn't believe it. You know, when I said blonde hair, blue eye, dreadlocks,
Yeah, man, a true thing.
just it was something else. That was something else to me. I now understand the influence of Jamaican culture across across the world.
And those blonde hair, blue eye, dreadlocks, them live the culture, you know, man. Let me tell you, live
Oh yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, man, them
yes,
live it, man.
there's
Well,
no question about that.
one of my biggest experience in that light, I was in Toronto in the 70s when Bob Marley came.
Mhm,
I can't remember where he was playing, but the the venue, of course, the venue was booked out,
mhm,
but people camped outside the venue for 1 week,
mhm.
one whole week. Them out there don't move. Of course, smoking up lots of stuff. 1 week, them out there waiting for
No,
the
no,
concert.
no. Previous is legal now. No, you don't have to censor it.
I
You
know, I know, I
understand?
know, I know. Yeah, but
You don't have
they
to say
were,
this stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
You can't call the name of that, the one I tell you.
yeah, ganja, enough of that to go on, enough of that to go on, yes. But I'm telling you, 1 week, people are out there 1 week waiting for the concert.
Mhm.
And that's just one little
but
man. One little man,
yeah,
It's
in those
amazing.
days, I can tell you, concerts in Europe, especially with Bob, because I've gotten the first-hand information from Master Griffith,
Mhm.
and saying that, as you rightly said, for to get to the front of the stage, you have to camp out in order to, because when you are way at the back, you just realize that you just come.
Mhm.
So there were persons, as Flavor said, camp out in order to come in first,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
and they couldn't afford not to be up front. So
And not
the
and
thing,
not to leave. Mm.
yeah, and the thing about, like I said, culturally, we invade the world culturally and by sport.
Yeah, man.
And I tell people, we also help to unite the world through our culture, our music, because that taking down, I think it was 1983 or 82, with the wall being broken down in Germany,
Mhm.
the wall
Germany,
that
yes.
started, right. And I can tell you something. I had the pleasure of years after of going to Germany, and I was taken to the Berlin Wall, and they have a piece of the wall still standing as symbolic, with a lot of graffiti on it, but it stands there to show that the division no longer exists. Exists.
Yeah.
And I remember taking a picture by the wall, and I can't find my hands on where the person who took me there took a picture of me there. I think I might have to. He write for Rhythm magazine in Germany. I think I might have to. Now that I mentioned it, I might have to email him and ask him if he could send me that photograph, because that is a historic and memorable photo.
Oh yes.
The first time being to Germany and looking at East Germany and West Germany, and so we unite the world through our music, and many of African nations can tell you that while they were fighting for liberation, they were listening to reggae music. Also, the late Mandela said it over and over, that it was the music that helped carry them through. In Angola, the same thing happening. We don't have to talk about Zimbabwe. We don't have to talk, because there was a song written for that occasion.
Nati Dobitina, Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yes.
But Teddy, as you speak about the wall coming down, I heard a story of when it was taking down the wall. There was a few dreadlocks sitting on the wall, singing Three Little Birds.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's not just the Three Little Birds. The songs were taken from Bob Marley catalog and sung during the breaking up of the wall. The Get Up, Stand Up for Your Right, the Three Little Birds. There was songs being chanted from the catalog of Bob Marley. So that's why we said our influence unite the world. The impact of what reggae music have done, and the sad thing about it is that the music, and I'm going to be very personal here, is not given the recognition here in Jamaica as it ought to be given. As they always say, a prophet is not recognized in his own country. And two, in terms of, let us look at, as we mentioned, the impact it has globally, and yet at the Grammy, the award is given out not on the live stage, on the big stage. It is being given out on the secondary stage, because
also
I had I had the pleasure of attending the Grammy Awards, and again it was the same thing. When there was an intermission, a break, it was handed out.
Which year Grammy was that, Teddy?
It was about what? The same year that Damian Marley won it.
That's about 2005, 2007, around that time, right?
It was about. I would have to look. It was about 2002 or 3 around that time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was touring with Luciana at the time, and both of them were strong contenders.
Okay.
And yes, Damian gets it over Luciano. And I was saying, now that we're mentioning awards, there's a petition going around to have Toots being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay,
to
that's
be
true.
done
Yeah, man. To Sfina
to
that.
be done by other great Jamaicans who are already there.
Yeah.
That is the both are honorable Robert Nesta Marley and Jimmy Cliff.
Yeah, man. At time.
And
To deserve it.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So um in my opinion, I don't think this is just me personally. A petition should have been going around for that. That should be a given. Yes, I
Yeah. Shouldn't be
mean,
necessary. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
yes,
I
it
agree.
shouldn't be. It should be you're trying to get an appeal. The volume of work and is reached because I
Quality.
can tell you, I can tell you personally. In 2013, he have asked me to accompany him on his tour across the United States. Just as we completed that tour, he did the acapella dates. That's when he was hitting the bottle in his head by the bottle. And I can tell you this, Franco and players. We started the tour in LA and ended in New York. And I tell persons the only person of color that was at that show was on stage. You hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Where I hear you, man? May I hear you, man?
No. You understand what I'm saying? The
Yeah. Yeah.
only person of color who were on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Was Toots.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it went right across. You know, I didn't, I saw firsthand the level and the respect that Toots got on the road as a reggae artist. And I remember clearly one of the things that opened up Toots, especially in the United States, was when he toured with Willie Nelson. He
Mm-hmm.
was introduced to a different audience.
Yeah, man. True.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that one day. They did a song
Yeah.
together too, right?
Yes, they did. And that alone pushed him far, far, into the psyche and the music hall of North America.
I love the song he
So
did
Rock and roll.
with country singer what's her name? Bonnie Ray. True love is
yeah,
hard to find. That's a boom song.
that's what I'm saying. So it should be a situation where people are making an appeal to a petition to have him inducted.
That's true, yeah.
You know, it should be after consideration and looking at his catalog and looking at the criteria. It the powers that be within that fraternity should already just let it happen.
You know,
You know,
since you touched that subject, I remember when they had the discussion about Bob Marley being given the Order of Merit. And it was the same thing that was said. It should have never been a discussion. The government should have easily, chose to give Bob that, Order of Merit or distinction instead of it being tabled in Parliament at the time by, what's his name again? Tony Spalding.
yeah.
So here it
Yeah,
comes now with Toots too.
yeah. You're right. I said it shouldn't be a situation where it has to be you're thinking it. It's just like for I give you a scenario here. One day I'm at the studio and some of the fellows here was asking who is more popular, Bob Marley or Usain Bolt, and I said, yeah, Usain Bolt is far more popular than Bob Marley because Usain came at a time when there are
social
things
media.
around. Yes, to carry him. I said one of the things that you must recognize more than anything else. I said the Olympic game, the most coveted race in the Olympic game is the 100 meter. And
Oh yes.
what like the world stopped, the entire world stopped for that 9 second or that 8 second. Because here it is, here is a platform
Mhm.
for all the countries who participate in this coveted event. And it only breaks down to maybe 8 or 9 lanes.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it, that two major countries
Mhm.
successful for years
Battling for that honor.
and one representative in the 100 meters. And Jamaica and the United States have dominated that era for a long time.
Yeah.
And so when you look that we are the only country in the world,
And
in the entire world,
you know what even ironic to Teddy?
yes,
If the athlete, if it's not a US or a Jamaican athlete that win that race, the athlete who won that race have some Jamaican connection.
there you go. The best.
No, but I can tell you better than that, Franco.
Mm.
Hold on, Flavia.
Well, make Teddy finish up whatever say. And then we
Okay,
bring it
go
back
ahead.
in. Yeah.
Finish this point. We have done something that is going to take another years. I don't even want to put a time on it to ever happen. Remember, we are the only country in the world in the 100 meter to have first, second, and third. We are the only country in the world during the Olympics that have 2 second place. They had to go and make a silver medal. First and double 2 seconds. No other country have done that. Go ahead. Remember that. Remember
I was saying that from way back, Herb McKinley, who was a great 400 runner, was also a great 100 runner. In fact, he got the silver medal at that Olympics, And people are saying that he should have gotten the gold. So it's not did a start. I mean, we have been doing this for a very, very long time. Very long time we have been doing this.
No, that's why I'm saying that we capture the world culturally through sport.
76 Quarry got a silver in the 100 and a gold in the 200.
Yeah. No, there's no two ways. It's just that looking at our influence and our inspiration across the world and what we have done, right? And the good thing about it, like we said, here it is, an holiday in the United States, a statue that look at the life work of one of the social activists, civil activists across the United States that we know in the United States is either Martin Luther King is either he's been loved or he's been hated. But the statue of that man, what had been commissioned in Atlanta today, was done by the hands of a Jamaican. And that's one of the things that we should say Jamaican globally across the world is proud and is proud of Mr. Watson, and it gave us pride as Jamaicans to know that we had something to do with that statue today in celebrating the life and work of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
No, that's a huge accomplishment, I can tell you. Huge.
Yeah. So back to
Teddy, there's a question I want to ask. Somebody asked me last week, Wednesday. You remember last year we had this what you call it, decision that was made by the circuit court on the here
Oh,
somebody was asking me if that was ever if there was another meeting again with the court pertaining to the decision being overturned.
yeah, it was done privately because what they didn't want, they didn't want it to continue in the people's court.
Okay.
Because personally, it had a very bad stain on Jamaica in terms of global,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there were some underlying stories um, that surface. And there are some people who know the truth. And so, in Jamaica, there's a saying, make sleeping dogs lie.
Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't want it. It
I
blew
think
out of proportion.
yeah.
It
Did the
blew
school
out.
change the mind? Did the school
Yeah?
change the mind after?
Yes, things were come at a compromising level where the chairman of the school board and other parties involved had a private meeting to resolve it. And like I said to you, it was made public because they didn't want to continue in the court of
The people.
other public opinion.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and sometimes the court of public opinion sways certain things. That's why sometimes when there's a trial,
Mm-hmm.
many times they move it from the era in which the case or the crime was committed and put it elsewhere. But no matter how much you put it elsewhere, still a part of the people's court.
Sure thing that. Yeah, man. Somebody asked me last week, so I said I would ask you whenever you come back
Yeah, man.
on the program.
There's a lot of things because even right now,
Mm-hmm.
within the Senate here in government, there was a crossfire between the opposition senators and the ruling party about the four fishermen that were held on the high seas. They're both being destroyed. They've been detained
Mm-hmm.
and imprisoned in the United States. And when the court there found that they were not guilty based on the evidence being submitted by the Coast Guard and the DEA, they were languishing in jail for 2 months
Mm-hmm.
before sent back to Jamaica. And the opposition is saying that the consulate should have followed up on it and making sure that the gentleman come home. And then one of the opposition senator lambasts the government with regards to a sellout, a colloquial term that the present government put, and the Senate, the senator who is in our ministerial portfolio in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade was saying that the shipwright agreement was signed by the then opposition,
Mm-hmm.
right? When the DEA or the Coast Guard prosecutorial right to do whatever they do. And now the Senator Bunting have made the call whether the gentleman will be compensated, although the U.S. government apologizes for their action. And they are saying that it should have gone more. You destroy the boat. How are they going to be compensated? So, a lot of time persons or organization or government do things that have, you know, what do you call it, backlash or some sort of effect. And again, it's reared ugly head because they are now looking at that shipwright agreement to ask for some amendment because given the U.S. that kind of right, you know, it then inches on the constitutional rights of a sovereign nation.
Mm-hmm.
So the Senate is now looking to see how best they can have some adjustment without their U.S. counterpart.
Whole heap of thing are going on, man. One of the
Yeah, man. A lot of things have been happening across the country, and as you're aware, come the 26th of this month, you cannot enter the United States unless before you board that flight, you have to then show that you are tested negative against the coronavirus, and then you're also going to be put in quarantine. So that changes is coming about. Canada lockdown. Britain is going to go beyond this month. They might be going until about March or so. Europe again. Then there is this talk about the list of list of injection or that is coming, that is the government have on it list from India and China, and they're saying Cuba is in the fourth stage of his development of his vaccine, right? And they're saying, why is it that Cuba is our closest neighbor and have done well globally
in medicine? And then we're not taking vaccine from them. Why are we not taking vaccine from them?
We are going with India.
And China, you know, and then the same thing keep on happening because sanction is drawn from Big Brother up north against Cuba.
Because of the vaccine, make them do that, you know. The vaccine, make them do it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, terrorist business because of the vaccine, because Cuba tend to be on the verge of distributing it to Central America and South America, and them don't want that. Them want their things to sell.
Yeah, man, it's same Big Brother because right at the situation, the party in shot of the former ambassador to Jamaica, Mr. Tapia, who is saying that with the 5G situation is that we must be careful of China, and I keep on saying it, and you know what have you done for us lately? Meaning you weren't helping us. The cross proximity of North America to Jamaica, the relationship that Jamaica has with North America over the years, and we're just talking it about culture, about sports, about other things, even to the family, because there are millions of Jamaican connection across the United States. And then, you know what I mean, another country is helping out, and you're saying that we have to be careful of that country. But it's like a relationship with a woman. You weren't taking care of her. Another guy see her and like her, and now start give her attention and start letting her feel like a woman. And then you get jealous now and I say, yeah, but you weren't looking after her. So that is my analogy. You weren't looking after me.
That's exactly
I'm putting infrastructure of highway and roads and all of that. What were you doing all those years when you were close to us? The relationship between the United States and Jamaica far exceed the China and Jamaica relationship.
That is so right. That is so true.
Yeah. You and I have a longer relationship than China who just started. And then you're going to say, oh, be careful of China. What have you been doing all these years? That's always my bone of contention. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. You know, I'm not saying that we should be in favor of Chinese or we should be in favor of United States. But as a country who is developing, look, let us call a spade a spade. Look at what happened to us during the 70s when we had a close relationship with Cuba. You sanction us. You let us, as you say, you are big brother. You let us feel it. You cripple our economy just because of the relationship that we had with Cuba. And that's a reality. You don't go around it. We can't lie. Look what happened with the lending agency, the IMF and the World Bank. What they did because of a close relationship. Come on. And then you want to...
Them make Jamaica dissolve all social programs, all sort of programs where we usually help youths and communities, just to get along. You cripple us because of a relationship with somebody. And now you want to threaten to do the same thing. Because of our... No, we are a sovereign nation. And as a sovereign nation, I remember there was a town hall meeting held in the United States when Nelson Mandela was freed. Okay.
And somebody get up and asked him why he was in support of Libya and he named out all the countries that were done. And I like what Nelson Mandela is saying.
Mandela say, your enemies are not my enemies.
Here you go.
And not because you and them don't get along, that mean me mustn't get along with. And it's true. It's true thing that you have that. You even have that in your life too. You might know somebody or you have a family member and a friend that you know, and them have some dispute, and them don't want you to talk to that friend because it can't work.
And that's the same thing. Before you head to bridge the relationship, you sanction the relationship. You put in, and that's what have happened over the years. And I think it's time now we get up and take a note of what we said in the song. Get up, stand up for our rights. You know, that's what we have to do. We have to get up and stand up for our rights as a sovereign nation. You know what I mean? And move from the dependency to independency.
One of the things I want to know, because yesterday, last night, it brought to my attention, and that's with Haiti, that you can go to Haiti. When you land, them only give you like a temperature test. If you have a high temperature, then put you aside, prepare you for another flight back wherever you're coming from. What's the procedure with Jamaica accepting visitors, whether it be Jamaican coming back home or tourists coming in? Are they under quarantine same way?
Yes, the same quarantine, and again, like I said, you have to do your test, showing from the port of entry from where you're coming, the port of departure from where you're departing from to come to Jamaica, right? And for example, right now it's spike in Negril, and the tourism minister is trying their best to make sure that the numbers flatten, because you see what is happening, and again, because of our heavy dependency on up north, right? We try to do other things to, in my opinion, we try to be accommodatable. And my point is that there's a whole new world out there now. You know what I mean? So without constantly looking at a person who just coming from up north. Just recently, we had a first flight from Nigeria to Jamaica and some African countries who are now looking at coming to the Caribbean for both business and pleasure. And I think that's what we have to start. We have to start look at now. We have to start look at the world at a global village rather than just thinking about persons in our backyard. Just like, for example, the same thing with our musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Many of our musicians have never toured the Caribbean, but they have toured the United States over and over.
And the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
And one of the sad thing about it, and I know I can sit down and I can say it, and nobody can contest me within the music industry for that, because I have with booking. You want to go to Africa and you talk about free Africa, mama Africa, everything, but you demand more money from that fragile economy.
Yeah.
But you don't demand it from a stable economy like the United States.
Okay.
So you're going to you want the 20.
You want more from the Africans and less from the Americans.
There you go. And this I know personally because I have evidence. I have book artists who demand how much they want for Africa, and they do that demand in the United States. Right? They don't. And it's time now we start to come at the table and make some adjustments on a lot of things. You know, we earlier talk about the healthcare and health sector. You know, our health sector is yes, it's stand up and it's going. It's not like 30 years ago or 40 years ago. But over time, the Cuban have said to us, use the template that we have in our health sector to help the Jamaican health sector. And we ignore it.
Yeah. We
ignore it, right? But we open arms when the US doctors come down here and go into clinics and have fanfare for the day, and we crowd it, right? But we don't want to use a template that could help to address our health sector, meaning working with the clinics. Because the point is, and we have said it, if we get the clinic right, then it won't be a burden on to the nation hospital. If we get it right.
That's true. That's true.
If you get the clinics right, if we get those health centers right, and as we mentioned on the program here, take it up to the level of the type 5 clinic, it won't be a burden on the hospital. And so therefore, we could spend more time in research, because that's what we want. We need to now come to the table and look, because look at it. Jamaica is one of the countries that blessed with a lot of herbs, right? That have been used scientifically for medicine. And we are not in the top 5. We are not.
And we have so much herbal doctors down there, man.
Only just herbal doctors. There are herbs that is found here that is not found nowhere else in the world, especially as we know up the conflict countries. And so we should have spent time now and effort on research and development.
It's funny.
Right?
That's another thing, as you mentioned, the cockpit. Enough things going on over there too as well. The cockpit mountain.
Yeah, a lot of things, you know. But like I said, some people rather afraid to keep quiet. You know, because remember what they said to Nelson Mandela, why they imprison him, you know. They say a matchstick, and they can't afford for him to start a fire.
Anywhere else in the world, yes.
Yeah. So these are some of the things that we have to be looking at. We have to be looking at research and development. we have to commend Dr. Lowe here in Jamaica as a person who look at
my opinion, yeah. But my opinion is that
You're breaking up, Flavius.
is gone.
I'm breaking up. Yes, Teddy. You there with Teddy?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, there are, like I mentioned, Dr. Lowe, research and work that he have done in bringing certain herbal medicine, where put it in a state that it can become conventional medicine. There's some things on our utility wires across Jamaica,
Okay.
and for them used to make nests up there, and some interesting facts came about. He took those herbs and different, and research found some good results from it.
And okay.
Right. So it's time now. I see Jamaica through Amber is putting together their first software technology. We're having young people being trained in software design, and I think it's late. As I said, better late than never, and that's where we have to go. Just recently, the Prime Minister in his constituency distributed 192 tablets and laptops, and is saying that is going to be the book and pencil of the future. And so we have to gear our people, especially young people. We have to start at the prep school level. That's where we have to start if we are going to compete globally. Because I remember telling a student that his competitor is not who he shared the classroom with. His competitor is a student in Bangladesh. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
You're absolutely right with that one. But my concern is still about the.
Are you?
I'm here. You're here with us still. My concern is still about the internet, the speed of the internet. What are they doing about that? And spreading it more to the rural part of the country.
It will happen. I can tell her, because let me just point out something here briefly. Why it will happen. Anything that garner a profit will make it happen, because the bottom line is that there are persons in rural Jamaica, like I said, people in rural Jamaica that buy credit.
Yeah.
So it's done. So the point is, we have to then look at the tapestry of the land and look at alternatives to see how best we can spread the internet and get to those people. Because, Jamaica is not like the United States. It's not large. It's surrounded by water, and it's a small place. So we have to do our best to make sure that the bottom line is that life, work, harmony, everything come in place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Teddy, we thank you for your presence this morning again.
To enjoy your holiday, sir.
Yeah. I will do my best.
No, it's the fact that we now contribute to it in a very significant.
Absolutely. You know, there were days when I used to work with corporate America. 2 days I would usually make sure I fill out my form in advance. And this day and my birthday, I make sure I
Awesome.
submit those application for those 2 days in advance.
You don't have to do it no more. The
No,
fight is
no,
over.
exactly. It officially, it official, you know. So
Yeah, man. So, all right. So you take care and have a productive day, and the listeners do have a productive one.
yeah,
And we
man.
catch up again.
Thank you, Teddy. Thank you.
So,
We can't take it no more. Deep down Zion's door. We can't take it no more. Deep down Zion's door. We can't take it no more. Deep down Zion's door. We can't take it no more.
Father, you can try me now, but me nah sit down any longer and just recite our Father. I want answer for my people are suffer. Tell me if judgment already come so I can make plans to deal with my future. Borders in oceans, fences on land. Step inside my headspace for I can't understand how you create this mess while we live in perpetual distress. While some own everything while committing the most sins. While blacks rub out their knees praying to get to heaven from this prison that run concentric circles. Why you don't strike the wicked with lightning and thunder? Right under your nose they plunder, bulldozing and taking away land. Didn't you create this for all your children? Why are you so silent in this mayhem?
Deep down Zion's door. We can't take it no more.
Mothers and sisters raped. 400 years.
beat down Zion's door. Malachi Smith. Yes, we are keep on beating down Babylon's door. We not stop. The struggle continues.
Yeah, after. Oh, yeah.
So it's that time again for us to get out of here. We want to thank all our viewers, listeners this morning for taking time out of your busy schedule and for spending some time with us. Want to thank those in the chat room and like Toughest. I see Dan there as well. Dan, don't go nowhere. I need to talk to you. And for those of you who are not in the chat room but still watching and listening as well, want to thank you also. Make sure that you like the video, share it, and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, it's time now for you to subscribe so you can participate inside the chat room whenever there's a guest here that you want to hear or listen to and participate, ask questions. And in order to do that, you have to subscribe. Simple. You know, when you subscribe, just a Gmail account you need, so go ahead and fill it out. If you don't want to do it now, you can do it after the show, set up a Gmail account. But if you have your Gmail account, then you're good with anything that Google have as app. Tomorrow, our guest will be Mr. Leo Gilling and company. They'll be coming here tomorrow. And Leo is also is a member of the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force. What do you call it? Network. So he's going to be joining us tomorrow. And there's some, events happening that Leo will be talking about. You'll see it on the flyer when it posts it tomorrow. Flavius, what you have to say before we get out of here? Flavius? Can't hear Flavius, so.
You not clearly?
Oh, we hear you now. I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, as we...
We're not hearing you now. We're not hearing you now. So tell you what. We're going to go to Queen Lubafu with the Our Father, chant, and then we get out of here.
Lead us to Fula. You belong far away away. Ajugwala Lebabu Seru. Lida Mua, Lida Sungfula. Lida Mua, Lida Sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know set me if it go flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Shorty, I leave her I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. With this relationship, I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Me I feel like when me say